EVES Auctions. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome here to the EVES Auction Room this afternoon. We've got some wonderful properties for you, but before I go any further, I'd just like to say a special thank you to you for assisting us in complying with the regulations and everything in terms of masking, registering and social distancing as well. And just remind you, if you are successful in one of the properties today, when you do exit the auction room, if you wouldn't mind just exiting through the rear doors, and so we can bring people in from the next ones through the front ones. We really appreciate it. My name is Grant Child. My role is to simply facilitate proceedings here today, folks. I've got Robin looking after all the technology here in the auction room. We've also got Gordon, Craig and Karen. If we don't reach the owner's reserve price, then we'll simply put a pause on the auction, and at that junction we're going to give you the opportunity to continue discussions with our sellers to see if we can't help you achieve your objective and purchase the property of your choice here this afternoon. Be very clear, folks, if you reach agreement, it will come back to me. I'll make any necessary changes. The property will be then put to the floor and sold to the highest bidder. But if we don't reach agreement and it comes back to me and I formally close the auction, you need to be very aware that anybody can come forward with an offer, and that does include conditional buyers. Now, the market is actually still running absolutely red hot at the moment. We had 11 properties scheduled for auction last week. We had 5 of them sold prior to auction day, and the rest all sold under the hammer here in the auction room. This week we've got 8 auctions that have already been brought forward because of buyer activity. The properties are already under contract. I share that with you purely and simply to let you know that what you are here for today, if you don't buy it today, it may well not be available tomorrow. So give it your best shot here this afternoon. I'm just going to turn our attention now to the documentation. You're bidding and buying on the basis of the fact that we provided you with the buyers and sellers guide. Of course, that was also located in the stand that you walk past on the entry into the auction room. That booklet there put out there by the Real Estate Authority provides you all the information that you might be able to grab that phone there. It might just be a phone bidder for the first property. Don't let it go. Alright, this booklet, folks, as I said, is circulated by the Real Estate Authority. It provides you all the guidance that you need to advise you how to go about and what to do to bid and buy at auction, because you're buying on a cash unconditional basis. And as a standard right throughout Aotearoa is that if you buy at auction, you are deemed to have accepted the vendor's title without any rights of requisition. So the contract that we work to, I take you now, it's been circulated in that draft form, a document that's very, very clear, concise. It's already approved by the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand, the Auckland District Law Society, and our respective vendor solicitors. So a squeaky clean document, folks. By way of your bidding today, I'm going to assume that you've read, understood, and accept that contract and work to. But I will revisit the front page here in this section here. We've superimposed it in blue for you on the screen, and that is, of course, the conduct of auction. What that simply states, folks, is that the owners have set reserve prices subject to that being reached or exceeded, then the highest bidder on the form of the hammer, you are then declared as the purchaser. Your only obligations at that juncture are, of course, to complete the documentation, sign the contract, and of course part with a little bit of your hard-earned cash. We only ask for 10% of the purchase price here today, folks. Balance is payable on settlement date. That's transacted through your respective solicitors. I'll confirm that settlement date with each individual property as we go through the catalogues here this afternoon, because they do vary. All else, the only other thing that you need to know as far as the conduct of auction is concerned is if there's any disputed bidding, as the auctioneer, I reserve the sole right to arbitrate that dispute, or simply I can revert back to the last undisputed bid and put the property back up for sale at that level. We do have a number of people registered for bidding by telephone on some of the properties, folks. You can take it from me. If you see any of our salespeople submitting bids by the telephone, we have all the documentation in place, approved by the vendor and approved by those buyers for us to accept those bids via the telephone and phone bidders. They bid on the same terms and conditions as you do here in the auction room, being, of course, that cash unconditional basis. As the auctioneer, I am authorised to refuse any bids, so I'll only utilise that right, folks, if we are too far away from the value of the property or the owner's instructions. And if I do refuse a bid, don't take it personally. All I'm doing is simply helping you. You will need to stay in that higher denomination in order to get to where we need to be to assist you to purchase the property. If I've only got one person that's participating in the auction, then I will assist you to get you onto that negotiating platform I made reference to earlier, and that will be by the use of what we call vendor bids. Now, there's nothing to be afraid of as far as vendor bids. I'm the only person authorised to submit a bid on behalf of the vendor. I will disclose it. Funnily enough, I'll actually use the words vendor bid to make it very, very transparent and very clear to you that the bid is with me. So I'm usually fairly clear throughout the auction process, but if I'm holding a bid on behalf of the vendor, folks, then simply the vendors are saying to you through me, thanks but no thanks. If you wish to purchase our property, you will need to be above that level. Like I said, I only use it to assist you, to get you onto that negotiating platform, which is below the owner's reserve price, to give you that opportunity to continue discussions with them. So at this juncture, folks, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions for you. Of course, take the opportunity as well to welcome our viewers watching via the live stream as well. Don't worry about it, folks, the camera is up in the ceiling, it's only on me and the screen here, but we do send our auctions out over the World Wide Web, A, for transparency, and B, to facilitate our absentee bidders, absentee vendors, they can see the auction as well. So, no questions? Right, we'll move on to the first property that has been offered up this morning, this afternoon. That is property number 8, Dysart Road. Sharon Blakey has been marketing this one. Now I'm going to contradict myself slightly from my preamble, folks. This auction has been brought forward, so therefore there will be no vendor bidding on this one. The owner has set the reserve price at the level of the pre-auction contract. We brought the auction forward to give everybody an equal opportunity to purchase the property. So Sharon, I think it was it next week or the 30th that the auction was scheduled to be conducted. So there's some good activity on the property. Certainly a property appealing to those wishing to live in such a great location here at Dysart Road, or to, of course, embark on a project that will only benefit its creator as well. The legal aspects of the property is across these freehold, all described in record title SA 51C folio 349. We do have authorised telephone bidding on this property as well, folks. I just also remind you of the consent form that has been distributed, folks, for your signature prior to. If you haven't already signed that document, folks, then you will sign it at the same time as signing the contract. Basically, the person stating that the purchase is acknowledged to be given a copy of the weather tightness inspection for 8A Dysart Road, and they are satisfied that you are satisfied with your buying decision, and it's based on the contents of the said weather tightness inspection. So 10 working days from today's date is your settlement date. Of course,
sorry to interrupt there. It is not 10 working days from today. It will be the 28th of September, just because, yes. So everyone is aware of it.
Everyone's aware of it except the auctioneer.
Sorry.
So that's why we confirm these things in the auction room, folks. So 28th of September is the settlement date. So 28th of September, if you submit a bid today, folks, you are bidding on the basis that you will settle on the property on the 28th of September, or indeed such other date as mutually agreed between both parties. What about channel slips? I'm not even going to make a statement here.
It's all good.
All good. All is circulated in the documentation. So certainly one of those properties, folks, there's a lot to love about it. You've got the soaring warm timber cathedral ceilings there. You've got the space light-filled open plan living area for you as well to enjoy in the home. It's peaceful and private from the moment you walk inside, and it's certainly elevated, so nice and bright. And you've got that wonderful sunny outlook as you witness there from the kitchen windows there on the screen. It's all about location here, folks, and it is very, very conveniently located in Dysart Road. In fact, if we don't get very many properties in this street come up for sale, that's just a clear indication of the longevity of tenure. And but I guess the key element to this property is the potential of the property going forward. You've all had the opportunity to do your homework on it as far as that's concerned. Like I said, the auction has been brought forward. The owner has signed a contract at $685,000. Well, if I EVES over that level, anything over $685 gives you the opportunity to bid for the keys. Perhaps a $5,000 rise. Somebody may bid me $690 if you wish. Like I said, the auction's been brought forward to give you that opportunity. You need to be quick. Decision time right here, right now. If it take a $5,000 rise, maybe 2.5. If it take 687.5, I'll even take a single if this is the one you're here for, folks, otherwise it's gone. Calling you 3 times. First call now for any figure over $685,000. Second time, are we in or out? Third, last opportunity, in or out? Sharon, be no further bids. I now declare the property sold for $685,000. Congratulations to the client, the property under contract, and of course, congratulations to our sellers. Right, moving straight on to our second property, folks. Number property at 11B Canberra Place. Nicholas Maloney and Mr. Zalkowski will be marketing this property here. This is a fantastic opportunity for you folks to reclaim your weekends and take advantage of the numerous excellent community facilities in your neighbourhood. And I say that because you've got a wonderful park not too far away. This property is surrounded by reputable schools. It is certainly a very strong neighbourhood indeed. When we look at the legal aspects of the property, 613413 is the record of title that confirms you secure 357 square metres of land, more or less, being a freehold estate, the best class of ownership that you can buy in New Zealand. 19th of November 2021 is your settlement date, or such other date is mutually agreed between both parties. And just in terms of channels listing, any additions, deletions there? No other changes there. Just there is an extra clause in the contract, folks, that I just remind you of, and basically that clause is just disclosing that one of the owners of the property is related to one of our relief managers, being a licensed real estate agent. So we do have the obligation of disclosing that to you. So hassle-free catering from this absolutely smart kitchen that you see just come up on the screen there. Plenty of space in there to cook up a storm with the island bench, and of course the facilities of those stainless steel appliances as well. Certainly very fresh and clean, and your first visitors that come and visit you when you've settled in will be suitably impressed with the food that you produce out of that kitchen. Elevated for a wonderful look across the Bellevue there, and of course you've got that special feel with the open plan living that you see there coming up on the screen. The opportunity with that opening out to the deck there to crank up the barbecue and enjoy socialising on that in the sun on the balcony out there as well. Occupying at the end of the shared driveway off a small cul-de-sac is definitely a distinct advantage, folks, for peace and quiet and privacy as well. You've got the parking there for perhaps 3 or 4 vehicles, and like I said a little bit earlier, quality schools all within walking distance of this property, and that schooling belt is at all levels, from the little ones requiring daycare right through to college. So in your hands, Myers, would you like to start this one away? Your turn to do some talking. I've been doing it all so far. Right, we're a little bit shy. Perhaps starting away at 700. 700 to get me started. Today will be good. That's why we separated the three properties per half hour to give you time to think and call for an opening bid. Right, I'll start your way then with the vendor bid down $700,000, and we'll make it nice and simple for you. We'll travel in $10,000 rises from here. At $700,000, so bid with me. I've started it on behalf of our vendor now, with vendor bid now at $700. We're having to take a $10,000 rise, make it nice and simple for you. Give them the right advice up the back there. If you come to buy, don't be shy. Here's your opportunity right here, right now. Do I have a $10,000 rise? Chances here now. First call now. Second time. Third. Last opportunity. Are we in or out? I'm certainly not slightly confused about value of the property. I'm definitely not going to leave it there. Have your advance on behalf of seller at $710,000. Be very clear. Vendor bid with me. $110,000. Have a $10,000 rise now. 20 if you will. 710. Are we in or out? Tahi, Roa, Toru. Having to move it on behalf of the seller then, folks, at $720,000. So I'm bidding now on behalf of the seller. I've only started the auction to give you the opportunity to buy here today at $720,000. Looking for a bid at $730 here. Here's your chance now. Take me to $730. If there's no further bids, I'll give you the opportunity to continue discussions with the seller at that point in time. The last thing you want to do is wait until afterwards. Run the risk of going into those multiple offers. They go into sealed envelopes, and you don't get that chance. It'll be 7:30 and I'll give you the opportunity to discuss with the seller. First call now at $720,000 over your route. Second time, third. Last opportunity. Lisa Nicholas, I'm going to look the bidding on behalf of the seller again at $730,000. I'm going to put it there once more, otherwise I'm going to close the option. $730,000, value for money in a great location here. First call now at 730. Second time, third, final chance, otherwise I'm going to close it down. Too late, options closed, handing back to you guys, still some work to do here. Right, moving on folks, so third comedy for our 1 o'clock session, number 14, White's Way, by Ashley Davidson, been marketing this property here. What a great opportunity here. It's an immaculate 2-year-old home built by classic builders who have got a great reputation around our wonderful city, and of course you've got 8 years left on the building warranty that is transferable to you as well. When we look at the legal aspects of it, this freehold estate, 329 square metres of land more or less, all described in record title 853796. We do have authorised telephone bidding in place for this one as well, and bills 50 days from today's date is still the settlement date, but a flexibility around that as well. Any additions, deletions to the channels list? No changes there. So back to the property itself, folks. Spacious open plan living with the Kaimai sunset views for you to sit back, relax and enjoy it as well. Look at that, so you'll recall when you viewed the property, that wonderful subtle decorating style that extends a very relaxing vibe throughout the home indeed. It's got that fabulous fully equipped kitchen with an abundance of storage as well. So any family chef will relish this facility here to produce the family's gourmet delights or entertain. You've got the additional parking for the boat or for extra vehicles as well, as you see there on the screen. So there's plenty of good reasons to own this home, because it does tick one heck of a lot of boxes as a family-friendly home. So in your hands, Lions, who would you like to start me away for this one? 700 right away at the back of the room there at $700,000. A little lighter than it. Pardon? 720 it is now. 720 taking 20s at this junction, sir, make it 740. 740 we go. That's 740, 760 now. That's $760,000 with the gentleman. 780 now. That's $780,000 in front of 80 here. And 800 even over here on the left hand side. Plenty of interest here. And 10. 810 it is. Have to take your 10 and 810 and 20 straight back and we never talk now. And $820,000 on the left hand side. 30 back in front with our starter now. 40 over here. And 840 of this on the left hand side, another 10 is in there, sir, at 840. First call now, second time, 50 here, and $850,000 back in front with our start now. 51. 55, thank you, appreciate you working with me, sir, and 60 here, and $860,000 back in front now, make it 65, shall we here, sir? What do you need to do is knock, and $860,000 in this here. What about you over here? How about you up the back there? At 860, chasing another 5, shall we? First call now at 860, 80 back in again, 65, sir, welcome aboard now, and 865, you better join us in 70 now, at 870 back in front, 8 3/4 it is, at 75 in the back row here now, you still by there, Tyler, at 80 here, at 880, making it 85, and 885 it is, at the back there, 890, and 895, 895 it is, rounding to the 900 if you want to, 90s, rounding himself to the 900 at the back there, your good sir, at $900,000 even, we sell the highest bidder here today, at $900,000. Take a single now if you want to put it in there, sir, if I sell the highest bidder, at $900,000. What about another 5 from our phone bidder down front, 905, at 905, but take the lead back in front now, at $905,000 back in there, 910, should we say there, sir? Here's your opportunity now, 905 it sells. Who's still now at 905 to the road? Second, take your singles, appreciate it, sir, 906. 906 here to sell the highest bidder now. 7, 8, 9, Needs an even number. To put on its side, make it 11. Could be the limit. You're the only one that can test it. What about that single you were playing with before, sir? Should we put it in? 911. Shaking head the wrong one, sir. You spend more than $1,000 getting it fixed doing it that way. 911 triple O. And sell it. 12. Trying one more. 912 it is. In around 13. Number that's lucky for some and unlucky for others. 14. 15. Beautiful. Loving your work, sir. Appreciate you doing it that way. 915 triple O, the money at the back here now. Singles aren't working. 5 fire with fire. 1. 16. Said that about $5,000 ago, sir. 916 it is. When there's two of you wanting it, sir, it tells you that it's a great property. Absolutely superb for resale. At $916,000 I sell. 920. Good strategic move, sir. At 920. No matter what they want to do, they have to do it if they want to own it. Otherwise, they're going to sell it. At 920. It goes. Tahi. Who are 21. 22, sir, 25. Now, let me leave you out on the left-hand side here. 21,500. Lazy little half out. 121 and a half. 22. See what you started, sir? But that's okay. I'm here to help you. I sell at the highest bidder. Hammers up. 922 triple O buys it at this point in time. 23. Changing it back up again. 25 would be the appropriate strategic move, though. 45. 25. Good strengthening your position, sir. Good strategy. 925. 925 it is at the back. In or out. No time for chit chat, it's time for decisions. I need instruction. Tahi. Laura. Toru. Goes. 925. No, this is going. EVES Auctions. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the EVES Auction Room here. Before I go through the preamble for the proceedings for the next three properties over the next half hour, I'd just like to say a special thank you to you for working alongside us, for working with us and complying with the COVID regulations in terms of registrations, masks and social distancing. We really do appreciate you working with us. So my name's Grant Child. My role is to simply facilitate proceedings. You probably heard it out there in reception whilst you're waiting to come through. But now that we've got you here for these properties, I am obliged to go through and just highlight the proceedings here. We're going to look after all the technology. I'm just here to drive the ship and steer the road. We've got Gordon, Craig and Karen. They're on hand here today by us. If your bids don't take me to the owner's reserve price, then I'll simply pause the auction. One of the team will step in. I'll give you that opportunity to continue discussions with our sellers today. If we reach agreement, it'll come back to me. I'll make any necessary amendments and the property will be then put up and sold to the highest bidder. But if you don't reach agreement, folks, and I formally close the auction, be very clear, anybody can come forward with an offer afterwards, and that does include conditional buyers. Now, the market is absolutely running red hot at the moment. Everybody sort of kind of expects things to slow down when we get into these different levels of COVID. Certainly hasn't done. It's certainly ramped up. We had 11 auctions scheduled last week, sold 5 of them prior to auction day. The rest were sold under the hammer here in the auction room. During level 4 lockdown, we had 20 auctions. and sold 18 of them under the hammer. So that's just to give you an indication. Not only is the team at EVES very good at what they do and helping people transact to the next chapter of their lives, but the market is very busy. So give it your best shot here today, folks. If we do close the auctions off, that those offers do come forward, you will be advised that you will be in a multiple offer afterwards. Just turning your attention to the documentation, the buyers and sellers guide being widely circulated, also available in the stand outside the room as you came past registration there. That booklet there being widely circulated, it gives you all the advice that you need in order to bid and buy on a cash unconditional basis as a standard at auction. And of course, which is also standard right throughout the country, is when you bid at auction, you have to have accepted the vendor's title without any rights of requisition. So, to the contract I now take you folks, it's been circulated in draft form, finalised copies available in the stand. If there's been any amendments or any changes, I'll alert you to that when we get to each individual property. A very clear, concise document, and an easy one to work to, folks, on that cash unconditional basis. By way of your bidding today, I'm going to assume that you've read, understood, and accept that contract. And I'm just going to revisit the front page here in this section, which outlines the conduct of the auction. And of course, that's been superimposed in blue for you on the screen. Don't expect you to read through it word for word. Basically, what it says is the owner has set a reserve price, subject to that price being reached or exceeded. Then the highest bidder on the fall of the hammer, you are declared the purchaser at that juncture, and your only obligations prior to commencing your celebrations is, of course, to complete that document, sign it, and part with a little bit of your hard-earned cash. 10% of the purchase price is all we require today. That forms the deposit. You can pay it out of reception electronically. The balance is then transacted through your respective solicitors, and of course that happens on settlement date. I'll confirm those dates with each respective property as we work our way through. In the very unlikely event of any disputed bidding, folks, as the auctioneer, I reserve the right to either arbitrate that dispute, or of course I can revert to the last undisputed bid, and then we reopen the bidding and proceed from there. I am authorised as the auctioneer to refuse bids, and much rather not do that. If you do endeavour to slow the auction down too early, and I'm too far away from my instructions, I will refuse that bid. Don't take it personally. I'm just working with you and alongside you to help you continue to proceedings to help you purchase the property. Talking about help, folks, if I've only got one person that's participating in the auction, then I will work alongside you and get you to the negotiating platform with what we call vendor bids. Now, there's nothing to be afraid of as far as vendor bidding is concerned. I'm the only one authorised to submit vendor bids. I will disclose all vendor bids very clearly to you. Funnily enough, I'll actually use the words vendor bid. Right, but if I'm bidding on behalf of the vendor, then you can take it from the vendor through me. They're saying you thanks, but no thanks. You need to be above that to be able to purchase the property, and of course, indeed, to get into any discussions with them. So, again, I only use the vendor bid if I've only got one person participating. And it will always be below the vendor's reserve price. So at this juncture, are you happy to answer any questions for your bidding confidence and clarity? Take this opportunity, of course, to also welcome our bidders, buyers, absentees, spectators watching via the live stream out there. Our auctions go out over the World Wide Web. The black dome up there in the ceiling is the camera, folks. It's only on me, not on you. It's me and the screen up here. So just for transparency for our absentee bidders and buyers, so they can see what's going on and hear it all over the week. No questions? Right, let's press on. 2 Topaz Drive, waiting patiently up here on my left-hand side is Pat King. Has been marketing this property at number 2 Topaz Drive. A nice traditional late 70s home located in an extremely handy location, and certainly a very popular location as well. So the legal aspects of the property, it is a freehold estate, 628 square metres of land more or less is what's on offer. All described in record on title, say 26A, folio 1038. We do have authorised telephone bidding in place for this one, folks. Telephone bidders bid on the same terms and conditions as you do here in the auction room, and of course we've got all the documentation approved by them and the vendors to accept those bids via the telephone. 20 working days from today's date is the settlement date. Just been advised, folks, for somebody final buyer completing some paperwork in terms of registering the bid by telephone. That's now been completed. So I'd like to be transparent here with these auctions and give everybody equal opportunity. So Well, where was I up to? So, 20 working days. Patents that they still remains the same date. There's been any changes there. Channel systems, all that has been circulated out there.
Yep, no changes.
So there we go, folks. You see it all up there on the screen there. 20 working days, and you can be the proud owner of number 2 Tauranga Drive. In fact, you can claim ownership today after you paid the deposit. You've got the fully fenced family-sized site there. It's certainly complemented by very tidy presentation in the home as well. Some upgrading has already been done for you, and certainly a great home there, family-friendly home indeed. You've got the 2 conservatories with the decks to cover your morning and afternoon sun requirements as well. So, and those decks also extend your living options and living spaces as well. Very close to a huge array of amenities out there in Pakamara. You've got the Pakamara Plaza right there, you've got Fashion Island, you've got eateries and bars, the supermarket, and of course the beach, all nice and handy to Tauranga Drive. So without further ado, folks, where would you like to say go for this one? The time of reckoning has arrived.
800?
$800,000, we're on the way to make the room at $800,000.
840.
840, no, you work there, sir, at 840.
860?
860 it is, 880 now. 880,000, 900 on the left hand side now, 900. 950, beautiful. None of you work here, sir, at 950. Good strong play for the keys at $950,000 because at that juncture, folks, I have no option but to announce to you we sell the highest bidder here at $950,000. 55, take 5, 60 it is. At 960 it is. Back with the king out the back there now.
965.
65, make it 70 now. 70 straight back with the return. At 970. At $970,000 selling away here, folks, at 970.
975.
75 it is. 9 3 quarters, make it 80, shall we there, sir? At 975. You've been doing well so far. Don't leave me now. 80 it is, at 980, at $980,000, brace yourself in case they go again at 980, at $980,000, paying for a big keeps here today.
985.
85 now, at 985, good strategic move soon would be rounded straight to $1 million. Wrong signal, need it the other way, sir, need it north to south, triple checks, happy to take another 5 though, make it 990 if you will. $985,000, what about a lazy 2.5, sir?
990.
990 here. At $990,000, you could have joined us by phone now. You will talk to that. What is it? At 990. That strategic move to $1 million could be in your favour as well. Otherwise, it goes here at 990 for the new fund that's just joined us now. At $990,000 it sells. What about a signal to help you there, sir? $990,000 has done its time. Hammers up.
991.
91. 991 now.
992.
993.
3. Good retort, man. 993. How about a start up the back?
995.
95.
96.
96. Million? It's $1 million, not, I would say million. It's here at 996. Now selling signs flash.
997.
97. $1 million. At $1 million now. You better join us at $1 million even on the phone here at $1 million smackaroos. It sells away at $1 million. What do we say to that from the Malcolm? Your phone did it?
$1,000,001.
$1,000,001. Be a good strategic move. At $1,001,000 and $5,000,005. Good strategies. At $1,005,000. Have we got strategies work best over here? Head around now at $1,005,000.
Not worth it to us.
100% sure. Don't know when we'll get another one like this. 6. Next move would be 10.
Okay.
At $1,006,000 it goes. Just need to be fair to the phone bidders, folks. You can come back in an easy stage. You don't have to wait for them to finish their instructions for us. Need a decision, Pat, but $1,006,000 on selling. First call now, $1,006,000 it goes. Quickly, won't take any late bids. Second call now, $1,006,000. Are they in or out?
What's that?
Need a decision, Pat. Third. 7. I'm going to Swiss watch. Same week after week. $1,007,000. Now would be a good chance to come in, folks, at $1,010,000. See, mate, you see, I'm feeling a little bit like a dentist now, pulling teeth up here. At $1,007,000, I'm selling. First call now, at $1,007,000 it goes. Second time, at $1,007,000. Are we absolutely 100% sure? What about a lazy 500 on top? Third, final call. Need to be fair to the other bidder. Has it done its time? At $1,007,000, I'm selling it. It is going. It is going. It is. Appreciate the spirit of being here, folks. Congratulations, of course, to our sellers. Right, moving on, folks, number 9A Jocelyn Street. We're going up to the wonderful mural town of Katikati now. Grace Anderson certainly stamping her mark on the market up here, doing an outstanding job as you always do there, Grace. This morning here at 9A Jocelyn Street was certainly located in the heart of Katikati. You've got walking distance to restaurants, schools and reserves as well. That certainly makes it a prime location indeed. When we look at the legal aspects of it, you'll find that it is across these freehold, all described in record titled SA 31C Folio 846 in the South Auckland Registry Office. 23rd of September is our settlement date, Grace. Obviously 2021 or such other days mutually agreed between both parties. Any changes to the channels list at all? No changes there. Quick reminder, folks, there of the clause 22 that was in the contract. Vendors having not used the wood burner for several years give no warranty as to the working order and condition of the wood burner nor in respect of its compliance with the requirements of the local authority or the building code. Therefore, the vendor warranties under clause 9 of the general terms of sale do not apply to the wood burner. If you have already signed the purchaser's consent form you're bidding today on the basis you will put your signature to it at the same time as signing the contract, recognising that we have further disclosed to you that the front sunroom appears to be not be part of the original construction. You've been advised as the purchasers to make your own inquiries regarding permits and compliance requirements relating to that construction. The property is connected to the sewage, however there is no easement across the neighbouring property, and you've been advised to seek legal, technical and or specialist advice accordingly, and the property has decorative roof tiles, not concrete roof tiles as was previously recorded. So just making sure that you are aware that's all provided in that consent form that you will sign if you are the successful purchaser today, or if you have already done so. So a great opportunity here today, guys, to buy a property that's certainly got generous sized bedrooms and similar to, as you see there, that separate lounge that connects nicely to the combined dining and kitchen facilities as well. Certainly a very well-loved home, which must be why it hasn't been on the market for 29 years. So longevity of tenure certainly exists here at 9A Jocelyn Street. The opportunity to renovate the home, folks, or embrace the 70s decor and leave it as it is and just enjoy what it does offer you. It's partially fenced, you've got the low maintenance grounds, so a tabletop flat there, but I think, Grace, fair to say the prime thing about this is its location being 9A Jocelyn Street, just a very short walk into the beautiful mural town of Tauranga. So in your hands, guys, your opportunity is here. We do have also phone bidding here for this one. Where do we say go? $550,000. Welcome aboard there, sir, at 550. Reading my notes, we sure exactly where I would have suggested to start myself at $550,000. At 550, let's take travel to $20,000, make it nice and simple here. At 550, are we in around? First call now at 550, second time. Third, last opportunity, just having to travel alongside you there, sir, at 570 with the vehicle now. A little bit at 570, maybe at 90, shall we? 590, let's go there quickly now, sir, away from the property's value. I think you know that too. At 590, he says yes. At 590 it is. At $590,000, from that starter bidder over here at 590. The next strategic market move, folks, to take you through that 600 threshold, make it 610 with you. First call now at $590,000 for the gentleman down here. Second time, third. Last opportunity for you to join us now, folks. Having to travel through that 600 threshold, 0.5 the seller. It's at 610 with me. A little bit at 610. I get 630, sir, will pause and give me that opportunity to keep discussing with the seller. So if it's still just you and I, but I am obliged to put it before once more. 630 it is. On the load, he says it's $630,000 now at 630. 630, triple over the money now. First of all, second, last chance for you to come and talk to us now, otherwise we pause and continue discussions with our starter. This with you, sir, $630,000. Appreciate working with me. Gordon, can you see if you can assist the gentleman, please? Right, moving forward, folks, 14 Princess Street, we're going up a little bit further now, up to Waihi, and 14 Princess Street. Dynasty Hobbs has been our marketing consultant from our Waihi office up there, doing a wonderful job as you always do there, Dynasty. This property here, folks, just absolutely bleeds huge potential there. You've got that sunny, flat, east-facing site with well-established grounds and gardens to enjoy at your new home at 14 Princess Street, Waihi. When we look at legal aspects of it, it is a freehold estate, all described in record of title 735283 in the South Auckland Registry Office, and that is comprising 1,318 square metres of land, more or less. That is not a misprint, folks, that's directly off the record of title 1,318 square metres of land. There is an additional clause in the contract, I won't read it in its entirety, just basically stating that the vendors having not been in occupation of the property make no warranties as to the serviceability of the channels, fixtures and fittings. That clause has been in the contract since day dot of the marketing commencing. 20 working days from today's date, which is your settlement date. Any additions, deletions to that there, a bit of flexibility around that, of course, Thursday, and around the channel system, other changes to that, all that's all good to go. So you'll recall when you reviewed the property, folks, that functional kitchen, you've got the views to the back deck of the home as well. The opportunity to tweak or start fresh with a modernisation plan, well, that's all what I mentioned before about the massive potential of the property. It is a spacious family lounge with the wetback fireplace and the heat pump to keep you nice and toasty, but not for too much longer. Of course, only just over a week away from daylight saving, and you'll be able to save the fire up for next year. But of course, you can light it through the summer and heat your hot water as well. You've got the double garage workshop, plenty of off-street parking to facilitate family living as well. Nice close proximities to Waihi College and the childcare facilities not too far away from home as well. Now, a little bit of difference on this one, folks. Two things is you see Dynasty and our manager from our Waihi office, David, they had buyers on the telephone. The owner is in contract. This option has been brought forward. Our telephone bidders have registered for the property now. That contract has been signed at $665,000. I'll take anything on top of that. That's a $5,000 rise, make it $670 if you will. Here's your opportunity now. The option's been brought forward. If you wish to purchase the property, you need to let me know right now. 670 we go now. On market now at $670,000 with our phone bidder on my right hand side now. Against your phone bidder there, David. Dynasty phone bidder leading it at this point in time at $670,000. We make it 6 3/4. Here's the chance now. 6 3/4 it is. 675. Making it easy doing here, Dynasty. 6 3/4 against you here in the room there, folks. Yes, our phone bidder, 80 we go. 680 it is. 680, making it 85. 81. Down to the singles. Good strategic move for your buyer. Then the single negotiate for 85. 85. 85 it is now. Another single is it, David? Make it 686. I bid here with our phone bidder now at 680. Pardon?
690.
90. Back to the fives again. At 690. Strategic. 95. Opens the door for around 700. Shall we go there now? At $795,000 Dynasty's bidder on lead. 196. Opens the door for 700 for your buyer there, Dynasty. $696,000 with David's bidder at this point in time. $700,000. At $700,000, you don't have to ask me nicely, just give it to me, I'm here to take it, I'm selling the highest bidder. But I do appreciate you. At 700,000. And the lazy single is it there, David? Dynasty's buyer leading it at 700,000. Are we in or out? Call it 3 times. Are we in or out? 700,000. Tahi. Rua. Toru. I'm going to sell it. Be quick. Are they in or out, David? Final chance now. Quickly. Hammers up. It is going. It is going. Congratulations to our bidders bidding by the telephone. Appreciate your spirit of bidding the underbidder. Of course, congratulations to our sellers watching via the live stream as well. Well, folks, if I just have your attention, please. Welcome along to our 2 o'clock session, folks. We just have one property in our 2 o'clock session today. That's the property number 6, Antrim Glade, obviously marketed by Nicholas Maloney from our Lakes office. Now, this auction has been brought forward to give everybody equal opportunity to purchase the property. However, what we've got here, we've got no registered telephone bidders for this property, so it's only those of you that are in attendance and the only people that we've got in the room. Folks, can you just confirm for me, please, that you are the folks that have got the pre-auction contract with the vehicles on the property? Thank you. And folks, can you just confirm that you are the owners of the property at number 6, Antrim Glade for me? Well, given the fact that you are the only ones in attendance, everybody else in the room here is staff, folks. I don't need to go through the preamble and everything. What I can tell you is there will be no further bidding, no further registration, so I now declare the property sold, and the property is sold for $1,011,000. Congratulations, you bought your new home, folks, at $1,011,000. Congratulations, folks, you've sold your property. We'll be back to you in a few brief moments, folks, with the property at 9A Princess Street and 9A Jocelyn Street, YD. Be back with you in a moment. Go, folks. Oh, better turn the microphone off. Turn the music off. There we go, folks. Lucky last property for the day now. Number 9A Jocelyn Street. We've concluded with the negotiations, sir. You've amended your bid to $660,000. Just confirm that for me. Grace, you've got the owners on the phone. They've confirmed their instructions. On the moment, I sold the highest bidder. So now it goes in close to $660,000. Going to call it 3 times. The hammer's up, and it will immediately fall on the end of it. Tahi, Rua, Toru. Congratulations to our sellers watching via the live stream. That concludes our proceedings today, folks. On behalf of the team at EVES, thanks for your attendance. You're watching on the live stream. Good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of this week, mate. We'll be back again next week, and we've got plenty of choices out there. Contact any one of our branches right throughout the Waikato Bay, and we're sure to be able to help you find something. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brent.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.